This episode could save your life.
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
Before the advent of high-powered rifles and bear mace, when people had run-ins with animals, they just had to deal with them with their wits and their hands and their legs. But you know, every once in a while in the modern era, people still run into animals. And Link, I have a feeling that you're not prepared for animal encounters.
No, I need to brush up on my animal defense mechanisms.
And you might not be either, so we're gonna play a game today to find out how much Link and you know about surviving animal attacks. It's time to play Who Wants to Survive an Animal Attack-a-Nair? Okay, Link, are you ready?
Yes.
You're gonna have 8 multiple choice questions, and if you get 5 out of 8, you are a winner and you win Halt.
Ho, because if you
Dog repellent.
If you survive 5 out of 8 attacks, you're doing pretty good.
I guess, that's cool, congratulations.
Dog repellent exists, and I want that
You
stuff.
also have 3 lifelines. You can use each one once. You have Ask an Animal, where we have an actual animal come out and
for real?
help you with a question.
A talking animal.
We have the Claws of Life, where 2 choices will be ripped away. You'll be left with 2 choices, one of those will be right. And Howling Hint, in which I will actually howl a hint. Are you ready?
I can't wait for that. Hit me.
Steve is walking with his stepsister Karen through the woods to their grandmother's house because their parents are vacationing in Pittsburgh. Suddenly they come upon a 12-foot tall grizzly bear. Karen immediately runs away telling Steve, "You're not my real brother anyway!"
Ooh.
Should Steve, A, climb the nearest tree and try to get at least 30 feet up, B, make as much noise as possible, C, lie face down on the ground and hope for the best, or D, run after Karen, trip her, and offer her as a sacrifice to the grizzly god instead?
I was gonna say you should do a DNA analysis to see if they are brother and sister.
Well, it's a stepsister.
Oh.
You don't have to know about DNA to know that. Do I need to explain how it works? The whole step thing?
Y'all think that's funny, huh? Climb the nearest tree sounds like something I would do instinctively. I mean, if you can climb a tree and get 30 feet up, no grizzly bear is gonna come after you. I thought it was make yourself as big as possible, but that's not an option, so I'm going with A. If you can get 30 feet up, you're away from a grizzly bear.
Okay, final answer?
Final answer.
Wrong, Link. With a grizzly bear, you're supposed to play dead, and it's the only bear that you play dead with. If you run into a black bear, that's when you make noise and get as big as possible and threaten.
Oh, black bear, big as possible. Grizzly bear, play dead.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be scary. Playing dead when a grizzly bear was sniffing at you?
Well, he'd probably be killing you while you're playing dead, but Sammy is
then your advice sucks.
No, I mean, but they will stop when they think they've killed you. Sammy is at a local watering hole enjoying a quick drink because his wife Bertha yelled at him again for leaving his beard shavings in the sink when a cougar walks up out of nowhere and sits down next to him. Does Sammy A, punch it as hard as he can, and if all else fails, shove his hand in the cat's mouth and yank down until it chokes?
Ooh.
B, run away, don't stop running. C, get as low to the ground as possible, or D, politely explain that 50 is a little out of his age range, and besides, he's married.
Okay, you can't outrun
It's a cougar joke.
a cougar.
Cougar's an old woman that likes younger men.
You cannot outrun a cougar. Get as low to the ground as possible. Why? So they don't have to jump to kill you? But punch it as hard as he can, and if all else fails, shove your hand into the cat's mouth. Why would you shove your hand into a cat's mouth voluntarily and yank down? Mm-hmm. Yank down on what? The goozle in the back of the... I'm going with that one though. Because, I mean, I can see you punching a cougar.
All right, Link, you are correct. A is correct. It sounds crazy, but it's actually what you're supposed to do. Place your finger between their lower canines and yank down like a fish hook. Weird.
Between their lower canines.
But before that, you should get big and threaten because they will most likely move away.
Okay.
Another question. Whilst working on his novel in the wilderness of Maine, Billy hears a knocking at his cabin door. Expecting it to be Stephen King, he opens it, only to reveal an angry moose. Should Billy, A, flail his arms in a windmill fashion using his jacket to make himself look bigger, B, run away and climb a tree? Meese are relatively lazy and won't chase you very far.
They can't climb trees.
Kick up a cloud of dirt around himself. Meese hate dust. Or D, ask it to write a sequel to Misery. Billy has horrible eyesight and it could still be Stephen King. It's a good movie, too.
Meese hate dust. That rings true to me. Flail your arms in a windmill fashion. Using a jacket. Running away from anything, I think, is a bad idea because you can't outrun anything.
Huh.
Well, not anything. You can outrun some
I
things.
can outrun a toddler.
Right. I've been attacked by a toddler, though. I wish I would have ran. Okay, I'm between the dust. I'm a claw. Let's claw something away here.
Okay, Link, we're gonna get rid of
Lifeline.
C and D. So you're
Good. So now the dust
left
is
with
gone.
A or B.
All right. See, I don't think you should run away. So I'm gonna go with the jacket. The jacketify yourself and flail in a windmill fashion.
You're wrong, Link.
Really?
Moose can run over 30 miles per hour, but they're notoriously lazy, and if you keep running, they just kind of lose interest.
Really?
Yeah, they're not really interested in attacking you.
But then if you climb a tree and they lose interest underneath you, when are you gonna get them down?
I don't know.
Well, you figure it out.
Round 4. Margaret is a PA on the set of Crocodile Dundee 4. Man, Paul Hogan got old. While riding...
That's the official title.
Yeah, that's the name of the movie. While walking to the porta potty in the desert, she steps on a rattlesnake and it bites Margaret repeatedly. Should Margaret, A, place a cold compress on the bite and apply pressure, B, remove her clothes and keep the bite area lower than her heart, C, get Paul Hogan or anybody else to suck out the venom, or D, quickly find another rattlesnake to bite her to cancel out the first bite because science.
Right, it's like math.
Yeah.
More than science,
Two
really.
rattlesnakes.
Then when you cancel
Make
out,
a non-snake.
That would be like math to me. Why would she take off all her clothes? I mean, it's just
Crocodile Dundee 4, buddy. rated R.
All right, because I'm very interested in what's going to happen here. I want to ask an animal.
Okay, let's bring in an animal.
Oh, okay, here we go.
There it is, the Chaster
It's
Bunny.
the Chaster Bunny, everybody. Welcome, Chaster Bunny.
Thanks, guys.
You still laying those huge eggs?
You know, I'm taking a break from that right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
you got like a superhero
strain.
pose going. That's cool. All right. Did you hear the question here?
I did, yeah, the rattlesnake.
Now I need to know this one because there's rattlesnakes around here.
A lot of them.
Do you get someone to suck out the venom? Do you get naked and then keep the bite area lower than your heart? What does getting naked have to do with anything? Cold compress and apply pressure.
I like the getting naked one. I think that's a good answer.
You like it because it just sounds enticing to you.
And I feel like keeping the area lower than the heart sounds like that's good. I think maybe the
But
clothes
both parts
thing
have
is-
to be true. That's the
I
thing that's
mean-
throwing me.
I think, but like it's not gonna hurt if you take your clothes off either.
That's true.
So.
Right, it may
It's
not
not
help.
like, oh, you took your clothes off now, you're definitely gonna die.
That's a good point, Chaser Bunny. Well then, last time I didn't go with you when we played a game and you were right. So I'm going with you this time.
You're right, Link. It is remove clothes and keep
Yeah.
it. Now,
Why would you get
technically? You remove the clothes near the bite. Like if you got a shirt on, take the shirt off because you will begin to swell and it can cause restriction and cause limb damage and that kind of thing. So you just take the clothes off of the area.
And keep the bite lower than your heart. Okay.
Okay, Walter is running down the road because he's really trying hard to lose that stubborn muffin top before the company trip to the local water park.
Of course he is.
When a coyote walks out and stops him dead in his tracks, should Walter A, yell and make as much noise as possible, then grab a stick and jab aggressively at the coyote, B, stand completely motionless, C, run away in a zigzag pattern, the coyote will lose interest and retreat, or D, pretend to jump off of a cliff and wait for the coyote to follow? Beep, beep.
Roadrunner joke. I acknowledge that.
Beep,
Meep meep. It's higher. It's meep meep. Stand motionless sounds bold. Zigzag pattern ain't gonna work. They got a lot of good lateral motion. They can play soccer really well.
Oh.
I'm going with A, stick and jab.
You're right, Link. That's what you do. You got to get aggressive with a coyote, and they most likely will retreat.
It is coyote though. I should say coyote.
John is training for the Ironman by swimming in the ocean with a bucket of chum attached to his ankle for added resistance.
Of course.
As expected, John winds up half inside of a shark's mouth. Should John A, punch it on its soft underbelly,
It depends on which half's in the shot.
B, kick it in the uvula, C, dig into the shark's gills, or D, engage in an impromptu tickle party? It works every time.
Like chonk. Punch it on it. I thought you punched it in the nose. That's not an option. Punch it on its soft underbelly. kick it in the uvula, and that's the hangy down thing.
Yep.
Dig into the gills. All right, I'm going with shark gill digging.
You are correct. Punching it in the nose is also right, or punching it in the eyes is also correct. But of these choices, dig into the gills.
Punch it and gill it at the same time.
Okay, Link, 2 questions left and 1 lifeline left, and you've only got to get 1 to win the dog mace.
Hit me. Hit me!
Having dealt with severe arachnophobia his whole life, Bobby's unlicensed back alley therapist recommends that he get over his fear by spending some time with the world's most dangerous spider. Which spider should Bobby buy from the pet store? A, a Brazilian wandering spider, B, an Asian red-legged spider, C, a brown recluse spider, or D, Tobey Maguire. Played Spider-Man in the movies. The older ones.
He's also in that movie with the horse
Yeah, the horse movie.
from a while back.
Yeah.
A brown recluse, I know they do some tissue damage, but I just don't think that's exotic enough. Asian red-legged spider. That sounds like something you made up. A Brazilian wandering spider. I think they create problems because they're wandering everywhere.
Oh, okay.
They wander into situations. He wanders in. Okay, give me the howl hint.
Oh, you want me to howl
Yeah,
ahead?
it's
Oh,
a
okay.
crapshoot at this point.
Okay. Let me see that thong.
Let me see that thong.
Yeah.
You really just said that? That's a hint?
Yeah.
Okay. It must be a Brazilian wandering spider.
I made it too easy?
You made it too easy, man. Hey, Brazilian wandering
You're right,
spider.
Link, and
Boom!
you win!
And I've got it! I clinched it at the end, and we've got another question,
Well-
which we'll save for Good Mythical
Okay,
More.
we'll save that question.
But
Congratulations.
for right
Link.
now, I get this. I also get to spray you with mace and Good Mythical More.
I'm not a dog.
All right, thanks for learning with us. I feel like I learned some stuff, and I saved some lives. We saved
Possibly.
some lives.
And thank you for watching, liking, and commenting.
And subscribing. You know what time it is.
Hi, my name is Giovanna from Brazil, and it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
You can pick up the Rhett Link bobbleheads over at rhettlink.com/store. Remember, this package folds out and becomes the GMM set. And lots of you have been taking pictures of the bobbleheads all around the world using hashtag GMMBobble. Keep doing that.
Click through to Good Mythical More. We got a couple of other amazing animal attack survival stories.
Overly confident conversation about magnets.
I don't know if you actually heard this NPR article the
About
other
the
day.
one about magnets?
Yeah, it was like an audio article
Yeah.
about magnets.
Yeah, it was about how, the north and the south,
South.
ends. It's like,
Together?
and then the north and the north.
North are like, goo, 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 goo.
Yeah, I
And
know
the-
all about it.
But then there's also, you have to keep in mind, the south and the south are like,
So-
goo, 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 goo. And
Yeah.
then the north and the south. Did
It's
you say
fascinating.
that? Like,
It's fascinating.
Fascinating.
It's so fascinating.
never heard
I feel
it
like I
before,
learned
but
a lot.
yes,
Yeah.
and I know all about it.
Yeah,
though.
and I kind of feel like I'm an expert now.
Yeah, it's
Hold
electrons.
on, is it the south and the south that go, right?
No, they go boop, boop,
Oh,
all of the California lifeguards are trained to not pee while on the job, so that they got a full tank whenever someone comes up for a stingray sting.